Bill Belichick offered the defensive coordinator position, really anything he wanted to do, by Kyle Shanahan and the San Francisco 49ers, and he turned it down.
Yeah, you're damn right he turned it down.
Dude, that is stupid that he turned it down. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because he's either going to get stuck with the Saints job or no job next year when he's 74 years old.
You may not be wrong there.
And the game passed him by. You come in to the San Francisco 49ers and Bill Belichick, you're a defensive coordinator, and I get it. All he cares about is a wins record.
Yes, George.
And he cares about ego. But if you're the DC for the 49ers, who are the best roster in the NFL, the best team in the NFL, and you don't have to worry about the offense, and you have a defense with an all-pro defensive end, an all-pro middle linebacker, one the best in the game, and an all-pro safety in Hufanga, and you go in and do your thing for 1 year, and they get a Lombardi, you know what you have? Any job you want in the NFL because these owners are dumb. Instead, you're away for the game for a year. Everything else shifts out there. And you're going to sit away and be away from the game as it passes you by again. As we've seen, you're forgetting how bad these Patriots teams were. And that is what happens. And you're not going to have as good of a situation. Go to the Saints. It's going to take you 4 years to get the all-time win record. Or you could get any of these jobs that might open up. All these hot seats and get those instead. Away from the game. It's not.
Is anyone available to...
It wasn't the New York Giants. It was the San Francisco 49ers. You're winning a Lombardi.
Anyone in-house available to pour out my water in this bottle and fill it with vodka, please, to deal with this segment? George, Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time.
And Raheem Morris was picked over him to become a head coach.
That's not our problem right now. We're talking about the defensive coordinator spot for the 49ers. What you cannot do, if you're the greatest coach of all time, some moron franchise can pick Raheem Morris over you, that's fine. What you can't do is take a defensive coordinator position with anybody. I don't give a damn if it's the 85 Bears. You can't do it. You're the GOAT. You wait it out. I believe Bill Belichick, and that's why I laughed so hard when you said, so what, he's going to wait for the Saints job or some poopy job to open up. We know those terrible jobs will open up. Maybe Bill ends up at one of those terrible jobs. Maybe. But you know what else could happen? And I bet you Bill, being humble, didn't say this.
But being humble?
Yes. But
He's anything but humble.
Well, you don't know where I'm going. I think Bill, being humble, didn't say this, but I bet you in the back of his mind, he thought, young buck offers me defensive coordinator. I may win a Lombardi with your job, because that's exactly what's going to happen if the Niners come up short again. How many times has Kyle Shanahan had the opportunity going back to Atlanta to capture the Lombardi, and he's come up Paquito? Now you're offering me, Bill Belichick, the GOAT, a defensive coordinator position under you? Please, son, I gave you a coaching clinic in a Super Bowl. Thank you very much. So I say all that to say there are going to be a number of jobs. Not saying Bill's going to get them, just saying. You look at the situation in Dallas. You look at the situation in Philly. You could potentially be looking at a situation in San Francisco, baby, where Bill may be in play. You don't take no damn defensive coordinator position, man. You're the GOAT. You may have that job next season. Now, Bill, being humble, didn't say anything like that, but I guarantee the competitive juices and the ego in that man, I bet you it ran through his mind.
And what would be better to get that job? Be in the building, already familiar with the players, the front office, with the ownership, with the roster, with how everything's run?
Bill Belichick.
Or you're sitting out on your boat in Nantucket?
George,
he's not going to get the Niners job.
He's not a 27-year-old,
Even if they fire
bro.
Shanahan, he's not getting the job. You know who'd get that job in San Fran? Bobby Slowick, a disciple of the Shanahan system. An offensive-minded head coach.
Why would you fire Shanahan and get a clone of Mike Shanahan?
Why
would you do that?
Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan clone.
Why would you do that?
Why are the 49ers great? Their offense. Kyle Shanahan is the play caller. He is a scheme. It's the same thing in Green Bay. It's the same thing in Miami. Why those guys are great. In New York, why you stick with Dable. And it's why you want these offensive coaches as a head coach, because what we see, let's watch what happens in Tampa. I'm going to keep beating this drum. Let's watch what happens with Baker Mayfield in Tampa with Dave Canales, now the head coach in Carolina.
That's right.
Because what happened to Geno 2 years ago?
Right.
Canales, his OC QB coach,
Yeah.
revamps his entire career,
Yeah.
leaves, falls back to his means.
We saw it in
Baker,
Philly too with
Doug Peterson.
Hurts. No, with
Jalen
Hurts
Hurts
and
Shane
your boy Steichen
goes to Indy.
Yep.
Exactly. Jalen Hurts falls under, and we saw what
Yeah.
the Colts were able to do with Gardner Minshew.
Right.
Point being, he ain't getting that San Fran job. His best shot would have been a BDC. But whatever. You walk in, you have all pros all over your room. If you're the GOAT, that's easy.
He's
Bring
not
your
a guy
staff
who
with you.
needs a defensive coordinator job to prove he can be a head coach, though.
I
You do
think
understand that.
He needs to prove he's more modern and he's changed with the times and he is willing to embrace current day football. And the best way to do that is be inside a building, especially one like what they got in San Fran.
Man, that's a humble pie that I just don't know if Bill wants to taste.
Exactly. He ain't humble. It's ego. It's ego. You said, you know what Bill said humbly? I said he didn't say anything because Bill Belichick is not humble. USA Today, they know what they're doing with this. I'm just going to preface it with all this. They know what they did, dropping their predictions for the 2024 NFL season. The Patriots, 3-14. The Chiefs, 13-4. Their Super Bowl 59 winner, the New York Jets, beating the Green Bay Packers. Those are two of my favorite teams in each conference,
Yeah.
but no way in hell is that happening. And they know what they're doing. Aaron Rodgers beating the Packers in the Super Bowl. This Jets team is great, but I will go as far to say they could win their division. They could make the playoffs. I would not bet on them to win the Super Bowl. The Packers could win their division, will make it into the playoffs, in my opinion. I think Jordan Love's terrific. Even off that small sample size, I think they can make a deep playoff run. They're not meeting in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I give it like a 6.2 out of 10 on how this could happen, but that's being me respectful to the rosters. In reality, taking everything into account, including Aaron Rodgers, it's like a 3.8 out of 10 this actually happens.
I mean, this is a 0 for me. Listen, I mean, I don't even want to waste a lot of time on this dumb thing. USA Today, I don't know what you're smoking, but the only thing I'll tell you I agree with, I think the Jets being anywhere near a winning team is laughable, let alone the Super Bowl. I don't think it's going to work there. That's been well documented. You and I are arguing about that. I disagree with the Patriots record. I don't think they'll be the worst team in the league. I actually think the Giants will be. They don't have them far off, so at least we agree there. I agree with them that the Colts, I don't know if they win the AFC South, but they have the Colts winning the South. I think the Colts are being slept on. They're going to be a playoff team. The Dolphins at 8-9 is laughable to me. I think they have a chance to be the number one seed in the AFC. I wouldn't be shocked if they do and then lose in the playoffs like they always do because they're soft. But 8-9, based on what? I mean, they have a NASCAR offense. So the Jets 12-5 is ridiculous. I would probably flip that record to 5-12, to be honest with you. I don't hate the Packers pick, although I'm higher on the Lions. I've been saying that as well till I'm Lions blue in the face that they're going to the Super Bowl. But the Packers isn't the worst thing I've ever heard. Other than that, I don't have any problems with the list other than it's dumb and wrong.
Yeah, this list is like null and void to me. This is the first and last time I'll talk on
terrible.
this with that Super Bowl prediction. They knew what they were doing. What gets the retweets? That's it.
Yeah, it's got us talking, right?
I went 6.2. You went 0.
0.
They put Bears at 9-8. That was
I like that.
That's a 7-win team last year.
Yeah.
With a huge upgrade offensively, adding two great receivers in Dunze and Allen.
I'm fine with that.
No.
No?
That's a 10-11 win team.
Oh, wow. You're higher on the Bears than me. All right, fair enough. I just think they'll be a wild card. But, yeah, I hear you. What about the Cardinals? I got to tell you, it really started draft night because they had the most draft picks of any team.
Literally, they drafted an entire new team.
They drafted a whole new team. Kyler's back for the full year. Marvin Harrison Jr., you and I both are just like enamored with him. Mm-hmm. In the NFC, I mean, if they have them at 7-10, could the Cardinals go 9-8? Yeah, I think they could. That's probably one I'm making amends to. I'm not sure why the Bucs they have it 8-9 when they're kind of the same team. I hear you with the change of philosophy there, but I never bet on Kirk Cousins. So him winning the division, good luck with that, USA Today. But none of these are egregious to me except the Patriots record, the Dolphins record, and the Jets doing anything good.
Yeah, the Patriots, very difficult schedule. They still return one of the best defenses in the league.
Right.
They keep it as was with DeMarcus Covington going from defensive line coach to defensive coordinator. Gerard Mayo's their head coach. Nothing changes there. The biggest thing I saw at training camp, I saw a competent offense today. Anyone running it. I haven't seen that the last two off seasons. So that Patriots at 3 wins, I get it. Tough schedule. I get it. This is a roster that's very young and inexperienced, has a lot to do.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound funny saying it, that's a 6-7 win team. So it's nothing crazy.
Sure.
I think 7's their ceiling. But their floor is like a 5-win team.
Unless
Drake
the kid can play. Hey, it's so easy now for everyone to say, well, CJ Stroud, I mean, he's one of the best bruh. When the Texans took the young man, they were the laughing stock of the league. The kid can play. You look up, they're in the postseason winning games. So just saying, I get it. But look, if Drake May can play, all bets are off. The only way to know if he can play is to, play him.